the CyberHub bunker and studio, you're tuning in to the CyberHub Podcast. And now for your host and CISO, James Azar.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the CyberHub Podcast. We were off yesterday for Memorial Day. We're back today, Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. I hope if you were able to honor some veterans yesterday, it was meaningful for you and you kind of understand the sacrifice that these brave men and women made for the freedoms of our nation. With that being said, I want to get right into today's show. A lot to talk about, not a lot of time. I'm trying to record in record pace today. So before I get started, though, my little beautiful, amazing double espresso, whatever you're drinking this morning, make it yours. Coffee cup, cheers. Excellent. Let's get into what's going on today in the world of security. Over a long, prolonged weekend, Microsoft has confirmed that Windows is affected by Zeroday vulnerabilities after researchers have warned of an exploitation in the wild. The security hole, now tracked as CV 2022-30190, came to light after a researcher who used the online moniker NeoSec reported finding a malicious Word file designed to execute arbitrary PowerShell code. The file was uploaded to VirusTotal from Belarus. Kevin Obama, one of the researchers who was among the first to analyze the exploit, decided to name it Follina because the malicious file's references to 0438, the area code for the Italian village of Follina. It was revealed on Monday that Microsoft had known about the vulnerability since April when it was notified by Crazy Man Army of the Shadow Chaser Group, a research team focusing on APT analysis and hunting. Follina was initially described as a Microsoft Office zero-day vulnerability, but Microsoft says it actually affects the Microsoft Support Diagnostic tool, which collects information and sends it to Microsoft Support as well. There's a whole bunch of warnings on this one. This impacts Windows 7, 8.1, 10, 11, Windows servers 2008, 12, 16, 19, and 22. At the time, detections for these malicious documents based on data still appear to be low, but you can imagine that this is going to get farther and more serious over time. Again, this exploit is a Word doc with a remote template feature that does retrieve an HTML file from a remote web server, which in turn uses the MSDT MS protocol URI scheme to load some code and execute some PowerShell, which should not be possible to be done. No word on a patch or how to deal with this exploit as of yet from Microsoft. Zyxel's warning of flaws impacting firewalls, APs, and controllers. Zyxel has now published a security advisory to warn admins about multiple vulnerabilities affecting a wide range of firewall, AP, and AP controller products. While the vulnerabilities aren't rated as critical, they are still significant on their own and can be abused by a threat actor as part of the exploit chains. Large organizations use Zyxel and any exploitable flaws in them immediately to capture the attention of threat actors. Several CVEs here, all 2022-0734, 26531, 26532, and 0910. The most significant 26532 with a high severity, and a CVSS of 7.8 as a command injection flaw in some CLI commands, allowing a local authenticated attacker to execute arbitrary OS commands. VMware is warning of exploitation of a vulnerability with the imminent release of a POC. So patches for a critical vulnerability that were announced on May 18th. Users were warned that exploitation in the wild would likely start soon, and now a proof of concept exploit targeting the flaw has been made public. This is CVE 2022-22972. We spoke about it on the May 19th practitioner brief. You can go back and take a look there. Affects VMware Workspace ONE Access Identity Manager and vRealize Automation. It allows a malicious actor who has network access to the UI to bypass authentication. Shortly after the patches, CISA also warned that threat actors could quickly develop a exploit for this CVE, and now there is one in the wild, so make sure you get that patched. And finally, Iran outlet names 5 Israeli intel and tech experts as potential targets. Tehran has vowed revenge for the killing of senior Revolutionary Guard officers, prompting Israel to ramp up its air defenses and issue travel warnings to Turkey. Iran's semi-official Fars news agency issued details on 5 Israelis that are cybersecurity experts and military folks who are now under surveillance with the Zionists who must live in secret and under close surveillance day and night. trying to assassinate Amos Malka, the former head of the Israeli Defense Forces Military Intelligence Directorate, Amir Leventhal, a cybersecurity expert, Gal Ganot, a former senior officer in the IDF's 8200 Intel unit, Inbal Arieli, a tech executive who's also a former 8200 officer, and Amit Meltzer, another cybersecurity expert. These have all been published under the words wanted, mostly for assassination, as Iran's leaders have been picked apart by either the U.S. or Israel over the last several years and been taken down. Now they're looking at abducting Israeli citizens and looking at Turkey as being one of those, which has led now to a travel alert by Israel to Turkey for its citizens. So, folks, that's it for our show today. I know we're short, but got a lot done here. We'll be back with a lot more tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of your day and stay cyber safe.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast